That's the hot thing right now. We see on television, we have a lot of interracial relationships on television. That's the thing. We have the Chloe and Lamar show. We got my brother Ice-T and Coco. We got the Kendra show with the black guy. I can't think. He's some athlete. This is what we see with Kim Kardashian. She's with a new brother every week. But this is the new thing. We see black men and white women in functional relationships. And when you see something over and over again, there's a message that's being sent there. We have to understand that. When we see something that's pushed in our faces over and over, there's a message to that. Because see, back in the day, they wouldn't dare show that. But now they show that all the time. We see black men and white women and also black women and white men in functional relationships. But you notice you never see functional black relationships in the media or on television. You rarely see that. Think about this. On television, what functional black relationship do you see where there's a black man and there's a black woman having a functional relationship? When do you see that? Where do you see that? Whenever you see black relationships on television, they're dysfunctional. And there are not too many shows with black couples on there. The only one I can think of, there's a show, I think it's on Oxygen, with this girl who was on the Bad Girls Club. Her name was Tanisha. So they have this show where Tanisha gets married and they have her, and she has a black man. But this show is nothing but a big ass stereotype. Tanisha is a fat, overweight black woman, loud, ghetto, perfect stereotype, normal stereotype that we're all used to. And on her show, she's engaged to this brother who acts like he's half retarded. And basically, she's cussing him out on every show, smacking him up, beating him up, slapping on the guy. So this is what we get. This is a black relationship. This is what we get when we see two black folks together. A black man getting smacked up by his woman. Literally. You guys should check out clips of that show. I'm not embellishing anything. She's smacking this dude on the show. But you don't see all that in white relationship shows. Like the Kim Zolciak from the Atlanta Housewives. She has a show called Don't Be Tardy for the Wedding. She ain't smacking up her dude. A lot of those other shows where there's white couples, they're not smacking each other up. But when it comes to black relationships, it's always the dysfunction there, and that's a reason why they do it. See, functional black relationships will have functional black children. Dysfunctional black relationships will have dysfunctional black children. If you keep showing that black men and black women cannot get along with each other, that will affect children. Promoting dysfunctional relationships as if it's normal. You see, we get that. We get the bullshit promoted and thrown down our throats as if it's normal. And this is what they do now. The way white supremacy works now is that they target the children. They're targeting black children. They're getting into the minds of black children because when you get them young, they will do all the self-destruction on their own. You don't have to control them when they get older. They will self-destruct and bring everything down themselves. There was a study recently, and you guys can look this up. You guys can Google this. There was a study that says that out of all the children who watch television, white kids, white male children in particular, have high self-esteem from watching television, and black children get low self-esteem from watching television. Now, I want you guys to pause this show if you're listening to the playback and Google what I just said. This is a study that came out, I think, about a week ago. Now, when you look at television, you don't need a study to understand why white children will have a higher self-esteem, because if you look at television, everything about them is fly. And black children, of course they're going to have low self-esteem if everything about you is fucked up and dysfunctional. Everything. They're playing on the minds of these kids out here. And the thing, let's look at sports, even sports. Sports, we're not exempt with sports. because a lot of black children, their heroes are athletes. So there's a certain image that athletes have to portray, that they're creating now with athletes. Athletes have always been idols in the black community, especially with young black youth. So they're definitely working on that image. If you notice, when you watch games, I remember watching Laker games, and while Kobe was playing, they would always cut the camera to Vanessa Bryant when he was married to Vanessa Bryant. I don't know if they're still married or not, but when Kobe was playing, they would always cut the camera to Vanessa. Even to this day, when Lamar Odom is playing, they'll cut the camera to Khloe Kardashian. Also, when a lot of athletes play, they'll cut the camera to their white wives. But you never see black athletes playing football or basketball and them cutting the camera to a black wife. Now, many of these brothers do have black wives. Let's not get it twisted. A lot of these guys, they still do have black wives. Some of them do. But they never show them. They never cut the camera to the black wives during the game. Now, with the white players, they do that. They'll show the white wife in the skybox or wherever, on the court side or wherever. But with black athletes, what they'll do, they'll show their mother, especially if it's a single mother. They love to show a black athlete's single mother jumping around yelling. They love that. Because, again, that's promoting dysfunction. Like you too, if you raise a kid, he might be able to grow up and play basketball and be rich too. So go ahead and have those kids by yourself, ladies. Ain't nothing wrong with being a single mother. Look how rich this guy is. Look how happy his mammy is. It's that type of message. They always show black athletes and their mom. Y'all remember Donovan McNabb? I think that's his name. They put his mama in some commercials with him, eating Campbell's soup. They gave Allen Iverson's mom a show on TV One back in the day. And they would always show her acting ghetto, acting crazy at courtside. And they had this whole thing not too long ago, y'all remember, with LeBron James' mom. So they always focus on these brothers' moms. They have no problem showing that. But they never show the black wife or the black girlfriend. But they do it with the whites. As a matter of fact, with the white athletes, you don't never see their parents. They don't never show their mother and their father. They never do that. You ain't never seen these motherfuckers' fathers and mothers. They never show that. They'll show their wives. They'll show them in a functional relationship. And here's the trick. When they finally do decide to show the wives of black athletes, they'll show their ex-wives and ex-girlfriends and ex-baby mamas and put them all on one show and have them jumping around on tables, fighting, throwing bottles at each other, acting a goddamn fool. And they'll show season after season after season of this. And then you wonder why black children have low self-esteem when they watch television. So the point is, ladies and gentlemen, it's not to fall for the BS. Because the thing is, fellas out here caping for the white women, that's not going to stop the hammer of white supremacy from coming down on you if you don't have a certain consciousness about yourself. You're going to have to know who you are. Now, I know a lot of brothers out here, and just a lot of black folks in general, because sisters too, because sisters be cupcaking for the white dudes too. These sisters will let these white dudes talk all types of crazy to them, and these sisters won't raise a voice to them, but they'll talk real greasy to the brothers. So black folks got to get off that ass-kissing, white daddy syndrome, white mommy syndrome that these niggas have. Take your cape off. Because again, that's not going to help you in the long run. You're going to have some consciousness about yourself. And also with the young brothers, you guys out here, y'all have to understand there's young cats out here looking at you. Seeing y'all brown nosing and suck butting these white women out here. Just so you can be accepted. Brothers want to be accepted so bad. And black folks in general want to be accepted so damn bad. Because the thing is, if you get in hot water, a lot of these women ain't coming out there to speak up for you like that. They're not putting themselves on the forefront to speak out for you like that. And my thing with the whole Gwyneth Paltrow thing, if you made your bed, lay in your bed. If you say something, you deal with the consequences. Good or bad, right or wrong. If you say something greasy, you tweet something greasy, you deal with that. Let Gwyneth deal with what she needs to deal with. But y'all niggas take your cape off. Take off the skin-tight jumpsuit with the S on the chest and stop brown nosing and keep it PI to your DI. That's been today's episode of the Mack Lessons Radio Show, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out HiddenColorsFilm.com. Don't forget to check out all the pay-per-view specials at MackLessonsRadio.com. I will holla at you guys Sunday on Ustream. Peace.